All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. I've got two freaking absolute clowns who have been, well, you've been on The Real Word, and Jason has been on the Byron Lazine Podcast. This is going on the Byron Lazine Podcast, by the way.
No, there was two different things.
I know you did.
Is this the B
nobody
squad
actually
or is this
listens
the A squad?
to this
Wait a
shit.
minute. Is Byron Lazine Podcast the A squad?
Is it called the Byron
You have
Lazine?
now been on the JV podcast twice.
Yeah, and he's
this
been on one of each.
This is the first time
Is it
that
called the Byron Lazine Experience?
that is true. No, it's not called The Experience because everyone's going with that.
Okay.
You know, so I just call it
Gary V.
the
Audio
Byron
Experience.
Lazine Podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
Joe
that's
Rogan
it.
Experience.
Yep.
That's an obvious reference.
So we've got the broke agent. He's got his name tag on. You can see this if you're watching it.
Inside of his jacket.
Inside of his jacket.
Smooth.
Looks
not
really
going
good.
shirt because I felt like a douche.
No.
So this is
You look really good. I haven't seen you dress up ever.
best I've ever looked today.
And we've got Jason Cassity of San Diego.
That's all you've got.
Well, wasn't going to say Compass because you gave him shit about Compass before. So
No, he didn't.
Jason
now-
Cassity of San
You didn't give
Diego.
me shit about
Now you
Compass.
both got me to say what you wanted me to say, which is Compass about 27 different fucking times and ways.
Subliminal messaging.
So
Yeah, that was my goal to get you to say Compass.
yeah.
You work for Compass. You need
I
to
know.
write
I do.
this shit.
I am.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying
people
it.
know this. Is this going to be like a political post for you that people find out you work for
I don't
Compass
know
and now
if
they're not
Compass
going to
wants
follow
me
you?
That is like a political thing.
It is.
What are you talking about?
You're going to lose
How is
all
that
of
political?
You got
Reology's
to talk towards
followers
the
now.
mic, though. We can't do the lav mic.
Sorry
phone?
about that.
No. Yeah, just put it. Yeah, there you go. Just be intentional about
You're
talking
going to lose
into
all
the
of
mic.
Reology's followers now because you said you work for Compass.
I don't even know what Reology is.
Reology.
Whatever.
Reology.
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 Big news in Reology today. You want to get into that, or do you want to go back into like the Gary V stuff? We were talking about all the good shit
I'd
before
like
the
to
podcast
focus
started.
on topics that I can comment on.
Okay.
Reology would not be one of them.
Reology's not.
Compass would not be one of them. Real estate would not be one of them.
All right, well, I'm out, guys.
Okay.
Hey, it's been
All right,
fun.
peace,
It's been
dude.
real. Nothing else to add, I don't think.
These guys wanted to talk sports before. We ended up talking Gary V. We can go either direction.
Yeah,
That's
Gary
up to
V.
you.
Digital Deep Dive. Would you spend $10,000 or $12,000
Yeah,
to go to the 4Ds?
In the comments right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, would you spend the 10 to 12? We don't exactly know how much it costs, but would you spend the money on the Gary D?
I would.
Gary
Do it.
Gary V.
I would
deep
do it, but
dive.
I waste money, so much marketing money. So it might be better spent if I did do the Gary V.
D.
As the only one here with a media company, I think it'd probably be worth my while way more than yours. I produce content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, pretty much everything. So I think it'd be very important for me, but he would call me an idiot.
Yeah. Well,
Why
why
would
do you
he-
think
why?
he would call you an idiot?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Let's frame this thing up.
Okay.
For those of the people, like the 12 people watching this that don't actually know who the fuck you are,
12.
you know, the broke agent
It's lofty.
on Instagram
I was being
or
sarcastic there, but
Instagram is
Yes.
basically, I mean, I follow you on Twitter.
oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your Twitter content.
Thank you.
It's the same as your
It's
Instagram
like a dumping
content.
ground. No.
Nope.
No.
It's a
that's
testing
fine.
ground. It's about a testing ground.
Twitter I use as a dumping ground for my Instagram content.
Okay.
Facebook is the same as my Instagram content.
I was actually just saying, you know what? I think you just brought up a good point.
Okay.
Second one of the night. I agree with you. Twitter is a great place to test something out. And then, you know, you see a lot of people screenshotting, taking that tweet and then putting it onto Instagram, and seeing how well it'll work on Twitter first and then bringing it over to IG. I agree with you there.
It's kind of like an Instagram story, right? And you get to test it out there. It's a little bit more raw, and then your feed is like the polished product.
It's exactly what it is, actually.
Yeah. Jason, I was actually having this conversation with Jason Pantana, who you guys both know. Well, I know you know.
He's a Tom
Enough
Ferry
with this
Tom,
Jason Pantana guy.
Tom Ferry coach,
Jesus Christ.
TF
A
coach.
lot of TF stuff, you know.
No, I like Jason. He's great.
He is great.
Yeah, good coach.
100%. So that's it. That's all you got on Twitter?
What do you mean that's all I got?
That's your one
Dumping
Twitter
ground?
take?
No, if I was actually trying to grow my Twitter, I would be responding to Inman and pretty much every real estate content that's out there. But I'm not doing that because I don't think Twitter is an important platform for me nearly as much as Instagram or Facebook. So if it was political or if it was something like a sports analyst or something like that, I think Twitter is kind of the go-to platform for that. But for real estate, I don't see it as much as Instagram or Facebook. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, don't ask me. Fucking, you're the media company.
Yeah, you're the guy.
Yeah,
with,
good
you're
point.
the guy.
Yeah.
With
No, but seriously, do you guys use Twitter
Yeah.
that much as
I do.
like, do you care as much about it as the engagement?
No.
on your end?
No,
Right.
not
no,
at all.
definitely not.
Not at all.
IG's certainly or YouTube. Those are the two that I care about the most.
Right.
But if I want to get to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there are certain people that aren't really using Facebook, aren't really using Instagram, like that professional level. I
Right.
actually think Twitter is a better place to engage with that higher ranking professional than LinkedIn. Because if you go into your LinkedIn message, DM, whatever they call it, box, you are going to get nothing but fucking bullshit.
The Twitter high-ranking professional that's also on Twitter, though, that's a narrow Venn diagram right there, though. Some CEOs who are also active on Twitter.
That are also active,
That's probably a very tiny sliver in the middle. But yeah, you're right. If you hit him on Twitter, you got him.
You know who I DM'd today on Instagram? Just a little fun
Jason
fact.
Pantana?
No, I didn't DM Jason Pantana. Although, shout out to Jason Pantana. Look him up on IG. I love
Dude, you should wear his shirt next podcast.
You told me to wear the jacket today. I'm feeling a little weird. But anyways, I DM'd on IG your boy, both your boys.
Multiple boys.
Rob Revkin.
Yeah?
Oh.
He's going to be here on Thursday.
Oh, he's going to be. I'm not
Yeah, he'll be here.
Shit.
He'll be here Thursday.
Did he respond?
No, he didn't
I
even.
emailed
I
him.
checked it like 4 times and
I
didn't
emailed
say
him the
seen.
other
Would you
day.
say like, "Hey, I'm speaking"?
I said, "Hey, no, this is exactly what I wrote." I didn't say him.
First of all, I emailed him.
Hey,
I
dude, I'm
emailed him.
speaking at the Inman conference.
I'm not gonna lie. I emailed him on Friday and said, "Hey, what's up? I saw you're speaking on Thursday. I'm also speaking on Thursday. Like, good luck."
Hey, that's a great
Dude,
you
guys are
that's a great way to do it.
networkers.
That's a great way to do it.
You guys are so much more serious about
The mic's
networking
over
than
there.
I am.
Oh, but he did respond and said, "Awesome, cool. I'm booked up, so I can't
On
link
what?
up."
What did he respond to? You
My
on?
email.
an
I'm a
email.
Compass agent.
Yeah,
so
you're
I
a
can
Compass
write him. He'll
I
write him back.
don't have an @compass.com. So I DM'd him on Instagram because I saw he's active on Instagram, but he's not reading any of his DMs.
I'm not sure if it's him though. I gotta feel it's someone
Agreed.
else, right? Yeah.
You think it's
DM'd
somebody else?
Robert.
Yeah, I think it's someone else.
You did too?
Did you? Yeah. I think
6
it's
months
someone else.
ago, when Compass
He's
bought
never seen it?
Never seen it.
What was it?
I
Pacific
haven't-
Union? You were Pacific Union.
Well, yes, but
Yeah.
when Compass bought Pacific Union,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
DM'd him something like, "Hey, I'm
I
with you."
DM'd him. This is exactly what I DM'd him. Respect the hell out of what you're
Don't
doing.
worry about what I was just saying.
No, because it was not interesting.
Hey, that's cool.
Dude, it's literally
Left
on
turn.
topic to exactly what we're saying.
No.
Go ahead.
No, it's not. It doesn't matter. It wasn't what you're saying.
I just said love to have you on the freaking podcast, man. I'd love to interview him. You know, here's my take on Compass. 2 Compass guys. So let's see if they agree or disagree.
Well, one that reps Compass, right?
I don't.
One guy
disrupt
that's
Compass.
super passionate about
did.
Compass,
Disrupt-
Jason.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Disrept Compass.
No, I didn't.
You did earlier. You said, "I don't know if Compass wants me." Oh, that's what you said. That's what it was.
Great. This is perfect.
Great.
You're a big Compass guy.
I'll vouch for
I
you.
like Compass. I've
You
had a
like-
great time there.
It's your
My
goddamn
brokerage is
broker.
great.
So these guys are both in the brokerage of Compass. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you guys my opinion.
Is that a
Outside
question?
looking in, Compass is Sotheby's 2.0.
Sotheby's?
Sotheby's 2.0.
How so?
How so? It's a traditional brokerage operating on the high end, which was what Sotheby's was before they diluted the brand by going into all these low end markets,
And franchising out.
right?
Yep.
So Sotheby's 2.0.
That's the only comparison, though.
They're just
What about Douglas Elliman? I would say it's more like a Douglas Elliman 2.0.
What about
on
the
steroids?
content and the tech?
Yeah, there's more to
I
it
don't
than
think
just,
they're a tech company.
that's exactly
in my
what-
opinion.
That's how they have a valuation.
Compass provides
Give me one example of them being a dominant tech company.
they provide social media content for their agents to post,
Yeah.
which is nice.
The back-end tech, you can start to finish. You have a built-in CRM.
But wouldn't
and
that make them a
marketing center.
content
They have
company? Not
contractually
They
right
just
up
bought
their ass
contractually.
ready for us to use.
They don't want contractually to even. They bought.
What?
They bought employees there.
Yeah,
Oh.
to build out the Compass
What do I
CRM,
know?
though, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've taken the engineers from Contactually to put into Compass to build out the CRM to have, in essence, what they want is a start to finish tech platform for their agents to use. It's more of a tech play with a real estate component.
They are the slickest goddamn brand
Uh-huh.
ever in residential real estate.
True.
Like, period. End of the story.
Yeah.
Right. But they're fronting as a tech company and then building towards it potentially, maybe if
They're not
possibly.
fronting as a tech
I don't think so
company.
because you don't get a $4.4 billion valuation as a real estate company. They're trying to get a tech company valuation.
Dude, I mean, Robert Revkin is a absolute gangster. He's selling it as a tech company. Like, he's raising the money or whoever.
Should DM him one more time.
Yeah. Well, after my comments, I don't think he's even like.
Hey Robert, I'm speaking at the Inman conference
He's-
also.
Do you want me to email him for
Hey,
you?
I spoke yesterday. There was like half the room was sleeping, and Anyway, so I still would love an example of them being a tech company.
Didn't I just give an example
I
about
swear
No,
you
you
just gave
producing
3 examples.
producing social media content,
So
buying
they have
which is
contactually.
extremely no, that's not by contactually.
No. You gave the example
Buying Contactually.
of social media content for their agents.
Correct.
That's
which was
producing content.
Which is the example to get for a tech company.
So you look at a tech company as somebody that produces content?
Yeah. I think that's something that most brokerages
More so.
do, right?
Curator's a tech company,
Yeah.
right? They provide a website with a CRM, and then they produce content for you. That's all they do. There's just no
Save
real
me.
estate
Yeah.
like component on the back end. You want another one though. So the real estate component to it, I think what Compass's ultimate end goal is to build a front-facing consumer website, and then get market share in all the top markets. Right? They have 40% market share in San Francisco, agent share, because of all the buying they're doing. They have the Coming Soon initiative. So if they get all 40% of those agents to list their Coming Soons on Compass.com first, then the consumers in San Francisco will start to search on Compass.com first, knowing that 40% of the off-market share is there, thereby moving the consumers away from Zillow onto Compass.com.
Here's the smartest thing I've ever heard out of Rob Revkin's mouth, which was in San Diego when we did our last podcast.
At T3? Yep.
At T3.
Yep.
He said, if you're in a... What is so funny? What's funny about that?
We were on a
Nothing
path.
funny about that.
We were on such a path right
No,
there.
what's absolutely
I
nothing
dropped
funny about
fire.
What's T3? The third summit?
The Swanepoel.
The Swanepoel Summit,
Yeah.
which
I don't
you
know
didn't
what
get
the T
invited
stands
to. Jason and I were
I
invited
did
to.
2 years ago. I had a problem with the Swanepoel guys.
Yeah.
They had a problem with me.
Yeah.
What was the problem? Let's go into that story.
No, that's
This
the better
this
story.
is more important.
So he said, if you're an agent, because they were talking about disruption, talking about all these things that, all the buzz topics in real estate, Zillow, or now like today's news, Amazon and Realgy and all this kind of stuff, right? Disruption on the real estate agent. He said, if you're in a marketplace that is operating average sale price under $500,000, you need to leave that marketplace as a real estate agent, because those are the agents, the $250,000 average price point, that are super vulnerable to real tech, not Compass style tech, but real tech. I'm not shitting on Compass, by the way. I know it comes off that way. I just haven't seen it. Okay, I just haven't seen the tech.
Yeah, you
play.
haven't been
Well, you're
recruited
not a
by
Compass
them.
agent, right? You don't.
Well,
have
they're
you
not in
seen
my
that?
market. We're in one of those $250,000 markets. But he's like, if you're in a $250,000 average price point market as a real estate agent, solo team, whatever, you need to leave, because that is going to get wiped out by whether it's Amazon, Zillow,
Redfin,
whoever,
one of those
whatever
discount-
it's going
Tech,
to be.
tech,
Telling-
some tech advantage.
Telling people to move out of their hometown or whatever they're doing, like professionally, is a pretty tough thing for people to realize. Like, no matter what industry there is. And I agree that like tech forward is definitely like replacing some jobs or something like that. But I don't think people moving out of, I mean, what places are you talking about?
Well,
Like,
meaning he's saying if you're set on, my career is
Who's he?
Rob Revkin.
Oh,
Your
Rob Revkin.
CEO.
Yeah.
If you're set on the industry, you're going to be a real estate sales professional over the next 20 years. You're not likely to make it unless you build fantastic local brand.
Correct.
You have to sell like 100 houses a year.
Yeah.
And you're not going to make it in the sense of whether it's an open door model or any of them come in and crush you. But if you're operating in the high end, if you're operating in the luxury markets, the luxury price points, they are going to want a full service, which is why I believe Compass is doing what Sotheby's failed to do in
Why do you think Sotheby's failed to do that though? Just because they went into the low in San Diego, Sotheby's is the number one.
I get it,
brand,
they're still dominant
period.
in
because
a
we
lot
have a
of
lot
areas.
of high end North County
Yep.
shit, Del Mar, La Jolla, stuff like that. Sotheby's is by far and away the number one brand.
I just think they've diluted the brand by going into low-end markets. They should have just said, no. We're not taking on any of these low-end markets. We're not going to franchise out into these average price points. We are going to be the agency, the brokerage that only operates at milli and up, 500 and up, whatever that is. And right now, as it stands today, Compass has positioned themselves, old school Sotheby's, to only operate in markets that are 500,000 and up.
Yeah, they won't go into certain markets.
You can't name a market that Compass is in where the average sale price is like $250,000.
Right,
which is the average.
And the whole plan
price
with
of
Compass was to
America.
broker out their tech to the smaller markets that they were never going to go into. Remember when they did the whole Powered by Compass thing? They started in Boston actually, and they did it to a suburb where an indie brokerage in Boise could license the Compass tech and be Palisade Realty sponsored by Compass or powered by Compass. That was the whole plan initially. We're never going to go to that market, but you can use our tech.
And
was the plan.
I don't think Sotheby's should have gone there. Now, whether Compass does long term, I think if they stay in this particular lane, there's nobody. Douglas Elliman, you brought them up.
Yeah.
Douglas Elliman. And then you have certainly, New York City is its own beast in itself, and there's certain players there that are super luxury because you got to be luxury in New York City.
I think it's 20 million.
But they could be the national luxury brand, and that's what I see Compass as.
Was this
Talking about the Yankees or something.
Was this a question?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
it wasn't a quit. But that's
No,
where I
it's a
get the
good
Sotheby's
point.
2.0
Got
to
it.
wrap that whole thing up.
Got it.
You want to go to the Yankees? What Joe DiMaggio or
They're winning 2-1, I think, last time I saw.
They were down
How much
2-1
did you
to
bet on the
Twins.
Yankees?
I didn't bet the Yankees.
You didn't bet the
I
Yankees?
didn't bet the Yankees.
Bet against the Yankees?
No, I put 6 bets out today. None on the Yankees.
We're in Vegas,
Yeah.
and
We are.
We are.
this guy's betting baseball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's nothing else to
There's
bet.
nothing. It's fucking July 23rd. What else am I supposed to bet?
WNBA.
Preseason soccer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know anything about sports, so you wouldn't know what's going on.
No, I can. I mean, I can talk sports. I mean, I'm not
He
going
said
to
he
talk the
could-
British Open.
He
like
said he could hit a
Jason wants to.
350-yard drive. So
Yeah, that's right.
I did
Yeah.
not say that.
That's what he
is-
said. He tried to ask Sam. He said, "Sam, you've seen me hit
Sam,
a drive."
were you recording before the podcast? I never said anything about a
But
350
at
yard
Top
drive.
Golf last night, he hit one 250.
Ooh, we should go to
Did he?
Top Golf tonight.
Let's do it. Let's
Did
do
you
it
guys?
right
You guys went last night?
now.
No, I wasn't
Oh,
here.
I just got here this morning.
That's right. You weren't here.
Just got here this afternoon.
Have you been to Top Golf in
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah.
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 They're going to
Sick.
Sacramento.
Not in
too.
Vegas.
The Vegas one's awesome. It's like
No,
on
have
the
you
strip.
been to the Vegas one?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. It's got this freaking strip in the background.
Yeah,
It's
Vegas
awesome.
is the best one.
Yep, for sure.
There's no better one.
Been to one in Top Golf. Been to one in Dallas. I mean, if I played you both in golf, I'd destroy both of you.
No, let's go.
What's your
Pretty
handicap?
obvious.
What's your handicap?
It's
Your mic's over here, though.
My handicap's horrible now. I was a good high school golfer.
Yeah?
Yeah. But if you saw me on the range, if you saw my swing, you would say, I don't want to play golf with that guy.
I'm actually interested in this. When you were in high school, did you pick golf or did your parents for you?
Ooh, good question.
It's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I hit puberty a little bit late. So I played baseball throughout my middle school life and then made the golf team and tennis team. Country club sports, junior.
Country club.
Sophomore year. So my parents didn't pick it. I picked it.
You picked it.
But those are elongated sports. I can play those sports as long as I like.
Because my daughter, Stella, you know
Yes.
Stella. Well, you
I don't know her, but
you don't know her, but you know of her.
Seems great.
She exists.
Yeah.
She is great. I'm like, I want her to try golf, but I'm not gonna like force her to play
How
golf.
old is
That'd
she?
be
4?
She's 2.5.
That's insane.
That's Tiger Woods put a club
do
in
you
it
mean?
too, right?
Hey, Stella.
Yeah.
Stella. Hey,
No,
I got
listen,
some Callaway
this is how this-
X18s for you.
This is how this started. I'm
Tricks
not
at 50
tricks
yards.
on
Listen,
blades.
I'm not one of those fucking little league dads. There's absolutely none of that in me.
Right, you're a LPGA.
She
player.
knows I have the golf clubs, so she's like, Dad, white ball, bring it out to the back. She wants to
knock it around a little
knock
bit.
it around.
Right.
But I think that's just such a great sport to learn at a young age because as you get older, you're like, fuck, I want to be good at golf, right?
I went
So I,
golfing with
want her
Robert
to try
Refkin
it.
like 2 weeks
I'm
ago.
sure you did.
after you DM'd him.
We went to Torrey Pines at the end. And I
What
was
is
like,
Refkin's-
Rob, let's
what
play
is his
Torrey
history?
Pines.
Huh?
Robert Refkin.
He, I don't know. He's from the Wall Street side.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. He
just well connected.
just well connected.
This is like a total Compass podcast now because of
It's
you two
really
fuckers.
not.
I
You
haven't
brought
said
it up. You brought it up.
Yeah, you attacked me about
Yeah.
this. I just defended.
How did I attack you about why are you sitting 20 feet from the microphone?
Because I'm leaning back.
This
You
is
were just-
great
you
for
were-
the
Jason,
TV
you
part.
just did a tour of this suite. You were standing in the mirror earlier
First
talking
of
about
all-
how your fucking abs were so flat.
He really
and now
was.
you can't even you don't even have enough ab strength
Just
to lean up. into
flat-
the-
By the way, Byron has
Flat-
the
flat for
hangover
me.
suite.
Flat for me.
He has
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hangover
look at
suite
this
in
place.
Vegas. He's got
Crazy.
blackout blinds that open up, and dude,
That's right.
This is baller. I need to get on
This
that podcast life.
We're looking at. I don't
Gets
know. what
3
those
listeners,
are.
and he can get the baller
I
suites.
know, it's crazy.
That's right. Well, that's because I actually sell real estate, guys.
Oh.
That's
Wait,
why I
what?
got the baller
Touche.
suite because I
Touche.
actually fucking sell real
What do you
estate.
mean?
I thought you said you were in a 250K
You know, I do deals.
market.
Oh, you do deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's our average price point is 500, but
Do you sell merchandise? Like, sure.
I don't sell any merch.
Cups.
I have a T-shirt. Somebody just gave me a T-shirt.
Dustin
today.
Bro, Massive
Bro, yeah.
Agent Podcast.
The massive
Yeah.
He
agent
just
shirt.
left his T-shirt behind.
No, he gave it to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing that tomorrow on the plane because I'm
Oh,
literally.
you're out of here?
It was either I'm gonna go to. Yeah, I'm out of here.
You
tomorrow.
came to Inman for one day.
Yeah,
You have a 1-day speaker pass. That's why.
I didn't pay for anything.
Exactly.
No. Well, I don't know if I should say that. Sorry, Inman.
So you got your flight booked? Comped?
And you got all this content. for
I'm
free.
leaving tomorrow.
Nice.
I know. I wish I could stay.
Yeah, you should stay.
You could.
We're going to have a great time.
I
Good.
emailed Inman. I said if I'm going to win the Inman Innovator Award for the podcast.
You needed to
on
know
Thursday.
if you were going to win, you would say.
I need to know if I'm going to win, and I need you guys to pay for everything from now until Thursday. And they told me to go fuck myself.
You're not going to win. So
Are they
it's no
announcing
worries.
those at the Innovator Bash?
No, during the day.
Like during the day, and then the Innovator Bash is at
How do you
night.
know when they're announcing?
Because it's like right before my panel or my solo praise.
Nobody's going to be there for that.
I know.
What are you talking about?
I'll be there.
Instagram.
IG?
Yeah, building your business on Instagram.
Yeah, he's got a huge following.
You actually...
Thank
no,
you.
I'm
Fucking
going to
smart-
say this about
smart
Jason.
ass.
He's actually...
He does.
He's actually producing content that I believe, I'm not in San Diego, but that the San Diego consumer would really appreciate.
Thanks,
I
Byron.
agree.
Thanks.
That's why I said that exact same thing. I'm the
Yeah.
broke agent. I was like, hey, if you have to follow one agent that's producing relevant content,
You did actually
to their
say that. I
market,
saw
Yeah,
this.
you
I
did.
saw
that
this.
isn't
You're right.
annoying.
I got like 500
Always
followers
been
when he did
Jason.
that, by the way. So anybody listening, just give a shout out to Broke Agent. He'll give you a shout out on his Instagram.
I
and you'll get
lose
500
followers
for
when he puts me
$3,000.
on there because he says things like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, you were producing micro content.
With 2 phones.
I didn't really know
No.
that, dude. You had 2 phones.
How do I have 2 phones? I don't
How
understand
do you
this. You
not-
said
what do
this
you
like
mean?
3
You
times.
literally have 2 phones.
No, I don't. I
when
have
you
one
were,
phone.
When you were speaking, your pants were so tight that you had 2 huge phones. You're like, dude, you got to produce
No, one-
micro content.
One's a wallet and
One's
one's
a wallet.
a phone.
It's got to be a wallet.
Yeah. I'll show you right now.
Okay, yeah.
This is a wallet.
They're just same dimensions.
It's the
huh?
it's the
It's like the iPhone.
the magic
wallet.
wallet.
iPhone
You know,
W.
you can
yeah, you
Got some
flip it
cards
around.
in there.
although this is the best card I got all day.
Is that Robert Refkin?
I'm sitting. No, this is Ben
Oh,
Rubenstein's.
it's the CEO of Op City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CEO of Op City
I use
in
Op
the
City.
green room. Dude sold his company for $210 million, and
To realtor.com.
that's why you go to the green room. You get to have a conversation with a guy like this for 20
You know, Robert
minutes.
Refkin's gonna be in the green room at 8:45 on Thursday,
Oh, dude,
and you know who else
I
is
gotta
gonna be in
there.
there?
And I'm
I gotta
leaving.
be there.
The CEO of Realogy is gonna be in there.
Realogy.
Realogy. They're gonna be in there together. I wonder if there's gonna be a fucking, you know what I mean?
I don't
See
think
if there's
so.
gonna be throw blows.
Dude, Refkin's he's a G. He doesn't care about what anyone else is doing.
Did you say he's a Jew or he's a
He's
G?
a G.
Because it's
Gangster.
true, he is a Jew.
G.
You know what?
G,
when
G,
he was
G.
saying Rubenstein earlier too, he like
He
enunciated
enunciated
the
it?
Steen.
Yeah,
It seemed
Steen.
like anti-Semitic.
Refkin is a Jew though, so I didn't know if you were saying that.
A
on
G.
purpose.
Gangster.
Oh,
I
my
use
God.
gangster a lot. Sam, you can go
I'm
roll
Jewish,
back
so
on
it was a
yeah.
joke.
No, it's
Yeah,
true. I
Eric's
didn't say it was a
Jewish.
bad thing. Yeah.
He wants everyone to know about that too, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's why
I mean, I don't-
Refkin
I
answers
don't
his
not want
DMs.
everybody
That's
to know
why.
about that.
No,
Yeah,
he,
see,
he's,
nobody's-
Rob Refkin is not going to read my DMs, so maybe you guys can. I'll write him a letter. Maybe
I'll
you
hit
can
him
bring
up.
it to him in the green room.
Yeah, I will. I can email it to him. He'll answer it.
Have you hung out with him at all?
Mhm.
Yeah. This is the
I mean,
Rob
hold on.
Refkin
Define hung
podcast.
out though. I mean, I haven't kicked it and podcasted with him
Yeah.
before,
Right.
but I've had meet and greets with him.
He
Yeah.
came to your office.
He's been to our office. Yeah, a couple of times.
He came to our office also.
When they bought you.
Are you in the
fuckers.
Beverly Hills
I
office or
wasn't
Brentwood?
there. I was in the Brentwood office.
You're
He
never
came
in
to
the
Brentwood?
office.
Huh?
He came to Brentwood.
He came to the.
He came all the way to LA
everywhere.
and didn't go to Beverly Hills.
He appears to be a very good CEO.
Got it.
He goes.
It's nice.
He talks to all of his agents.
He does.
I wasn't there.
He calls the new principals when they sign up too. Still, I think he still does that.
So,
Never called me.
you know, you're talking about Hollywood and all these fancy fucking places. Why don't we?
We talked about
'cause,
Hollywood.
You know, people listening here probably are not living in Hollywood. Probably not in, you know, whatever you're talking
Yeah,
about.
they're
Bel Air,
probably in the
wherever you're
states
talking
that you told them to move out
Yeah.
out from, right?
that Rob Refkin
Yeah.
said get the fuck out of.
Right.
If you guys would, maybe Jason, because I know you don't really care, give me a whole little breakdown
Glad that went to you.
of what's happening at the California market and
Oh,
these
Jesus.
high luxury markets. I'm interested in this.
Stuff is sitting for
I
sure.
like to
Stuff
know
is
about
sitting,
this.
Sitting, not shitting. Stuff is sitting for sure. So we have a couple of listings. We have a 3 and a 6 that are both sitting. And it's not to say that, I mean, marketing's still normal and stuff like that. I think it's stalled out just a tad. Not to say that the market's going to crash, but it is at a peak. We're at a 9-year peak. So stuff is sitting in the luxury market. Anything over 2.5 is like 6 months plus now, which is rare. For the last like 10 years, it's been quicker.
Nothing's sitting in our market.
You're in LA, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's still
Nothing is sitting. You don't feel any.
Yeah, I can't speak for California. That's San Diego.
The broke agent jokes around a lot, but this dude is doing deals. And he told me,
Well, just within the last like 48 hours.
He does. He has 3 deals going right now. He just told me about it.
That's right.
yeah, he's doing deals. He's not only putting out some of the best content or the best content in the real estate market or industry, but he's also in the game, in the weeds, which I respect tremendously. So
Got to get the content.
So what's going on in the LA market?
Ah, It's a horrible question to ask me.
I know.
But people.
But
things,
like even if it's your small sample of what's happening.
From my
your
small sample,
3
in
USC
East
clients.
Los Angeles, from Venice to Santa Monica, stuff is not sitting. Stuff is getting sold immediately. Stuff is getting sold way over market. So that's what's been going on for the past year and a half.
That's like 2 years. 2 years ago in San Diego, that was like that. Yeah, it's
all right.
it's
So
sold out.
let's go here because you guys don't really want to talk the whole market thing. Who's the biggest douchebag in the LA market?
Oh man, probably my old bosses.
Who was that? Were you at? You were at a different brokerage.
Here we go. Now it's getting good.
I was at Hilton and Highland. No, they were all great.
They were all good. Good.
I mean, you got the $1 Million Listing guys. You see the Tracy Tudor interview?
Oh my God, that's
No.
terrible.
I
You didn't see that?
Yeah, you
No.
did.
She
You
did.
posted that.
Yeah, you did. No, I did.
Oh, you did.
She did Pat Hyben's podcast. You got? I'll show you after this.
You know,
gotta
the
watch
Can we
massive,
talk about
the
it?
Massive
it.
Agents
Oh,
podcast?
Pat Hyben, like the big guy, like the real estate rock stars guy.
No, but can we
that's
talk
what I
about
meant.
whatever you
I
guys
didn't
talking
mean that
about?
insultingly,
Like fill
but-
me in now,
yeah.
so I don't have to actually.
Oh, it was bad. It was so
So
bad.
Tracy Tudor is a $1 Million Listing star, correct?
Mm-hmm.
On
Yeah, she's
what
on
show?
LA. She's like the first girl on LA. She replaced like the Brits, I think. Right?
Well,
Or
I know
Madison or
I know of Josh Flagg, Josh Altman.
something. She replaced the Brits.
and
I
then
think.
there's
I think she's
The
the
British
first
guys?
female
Or
on the
maybe-
show.
Yeah,
okay,
they're
so
all
this is new. I haven't
couple
seen
seasons.
this. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
girl is on the show.
Mhm. She
Bravo.
She crushes probably
Yeah.
150 million a year,
Great
like you know
agent.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what she said.
And her name
Yeah,
is what?
Tracy
Tracy
Tudor. She works
Tracy
for
Tudor.
Douglas
Yes.
Elliman. Douglas Elliman.
I don't know.
I think she's Douglas Elliman. Yeah.
And so what happened?
So Pat was saying very nice, normal questions, being like, "What's your average price point
On a
How many have you
podcast?
sold?"
Mhm.
On a
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
And
I've done his podcast.
She
It's
paused
normal.
it and said, "Who the fuck is this
Mhm.
guy?"
She's like, "Excuse me, what's my average price?" Hold on a second, and she paused it, but she didn't pause the audio. She paused the video, and she turned to her assistant. She's
Oh,
like,
they were like on a Zoom or
It's
something
yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Who the fuck is this guy? Does he not know who I am? Like,
But he was asking very normal, very nice questions. Like he was not being rude at all. And
He
then-
has his script and he's writing
yeah,
down
yeah.
it
He
or
does the
whatever.
same
Maybe not
10
yet,
questions.
but-
I've been on the show. He asked me the same 5 questions, and he's
Mhm.
done it to Kyle Whistler, like the biggest people and the smallest
Right.
people, the same question.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. He's had Ryan Serhant. He's had other $1 million
Yeah,
listing people.
like tell us about your team. How do they produce?
That's
He
it.
was
Like
being
all these,
very
the
nice,
volume,
very
the
nice.
size.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And she wasn't feeling it.
She,
Do you know who the fuck I am? Do these guys know who I am, Sam?
She did it, and so he best part is he comes back. He's like, I can hear you. Like,
But he played it off very
Yeah,
well.
very nice. He's like, how do you want me to
Still-
proceed? And she's like, well, I just usually don't get asked these questions. He's like, well, what questions do you get asked?
But
She's
is,
like,
she, is she like? I mean, if she's doing 150 million, like, what is it? Like, you should be proud about that number. And what's the?
well, she kind of did that too. She was like, I don't know, I do like 150 million. You tell me how much that is, or something like that.
I
And
think
the
she
guy
was offended by the fact that he was even asking those questions,
Right.
insinuating that
he should have framed it up.
No, I mean,
no, he did nothing.
And I think she was insinuating that he didn't even know who she was or something like
Yeah,
that,
correct.
which is what she reiterated
Yep.
behind the scenes.
Yep.
But regardless, he was asking very normal questions, even if he knew who she was. So it painted a bad light on her.
You guys are both in, L.A., San Diego, 2 of the biggest high-profile markets when you're talking residential real estate in the country. There's just no question about it. High price points, all this kind of stuff. Big real estate celebrities. How much does that influence somebody that's a new agent coming in, like to try to live up to the Bravo stars that are in your marketplace or the big mega agents? Like, how much can that hold a new agent back from actually just focusing on what is actually important?
A lot. I'm Elway, and it's a lot. And when I came in too, I was looking at the big agents in my market, Seth O'Byrne, Kyle Whistle, like the big names in the market, and I wanted to be like them, but I didn't. They had been doing it for 15 years, right? So I was trying to run before I could crawl, and I think that probably happens even more in LA, where you get to start out with a $10 million deal or something because you know someone from high school, and like you forget to get the
Or
basics.
USC or
in.
some
Whatever
garbage school like that. Yeah,
Oh, I think
What school did you go to, Byron?
I didn't go to school. actually.
But it can definitely like cut your knees out if you're trying to like get way up there and you didn't learn the fundamentals for sure, big time. Especially in where we have 6, 10, $12 million deals.
Because literally, there's only going to be 3 people in LA that get on Bravo, and Eric's not going to be one of them, by the way.
Absolutely not.
Hey, I had a read for a Zillow show once.
A Zillow show?
show.
It
With
was
all
called-
the shit you talk about Zillow, you got to read for a Zillow show.
I didn't
I didn't even
talk
know
that
there
much
was
about
Zillow shows.
There was some show called like, not Listings Impossible, but something close to that, where
Is this a real story?
That's
Are you
what
making this
awesome
up?
I'm not
name.
making this up.
Listings
Okay,
Impossible.
I don't
is an
make up
awesome name.
anything.
Go ahead.
You make up shit.
And fake news.
Yeah. And the show was me and my partner, my friend. We would spend the night in this house, like some crazy house in Los Angeles or something, and like joke around about it.
That was it.
And
Yeah.
that was a Zillow thing?
Yeah, it was a Zillow show. I had 3 interviews, and they said they canceled it. So
Were they gonna
not
produce
because of me, but they just canceled it before.
their
Oh,
thought?
idea.
Were
It
they?
on YouTube.
It was gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is Zillow right now producing anything like that?
No,
No.
but this was their first attempt, and I thought it was a good move.
Yeah,
respected
for
that.
sure.
And I
That would have
would've
been a
done it.
great move.
And the person that was interviewing me said like, yeah, we've seen your content that is derogatory towards Zillow, but they like the fact that it was humorous. So-
Self-deprecation works sometimes too. I think.
and I
they
never
realize
say
that.
anything that bad about Zillow. I just make the classic like Zestimate.
Well,
joke or something
Zillow
like
for a little bit. I don't know if Jason, you've had this experience where you've had Zillow reach out to you and give you content a day ahead of time of like an announcement or anything
So
like that.
I was part of. I'm not anymore, so I can talk about it, but of their like agent advisory panel and stuff. So
Yeah.
they flew me up to Seattle and they talked about like beta testing new stuff, and so yeah, they did.
So there was a guy who's not there anymore.
Jay,
Yeah.
yeah, Jay was my guy.
Well, Jay was there, and then there was also after him
Okerson?
Gerwitz.
Thompson.
Or,
Just make up a name.
Jay Okerson is something. Like
I don't know.
or
How that,
something.
yeah,
Got
no. Gary Gerwitz or whatever. But essentially, I have to look up his name
Gary
'cause
Horowitz or something.
I am like halfway through a martini right now. I didn't chug mine, but I'm working.
I
through
know.
it.
I'm getting my
Maybe
blood
we should-
alcohol content's getting dangerously low right now.
Yeah. But no, they basically had a committee that was watching or consuming content
Oh, it's interesting.
in the real estate industry.
So they jump into like BA's posts and read the comments back. And
Yeah, and they were watching the real word, for example. Hey, see that you're talking about Zillow. Like, here's something you might not know.
The real word.
Right,
Sure.
yes.
Okay.
No, this is.
You know, they were tuning into my podcast, and
I
they
thought
came
it was
across
interesting
things.
that they were paying that close attention
I could see
to
it.
agents and what they were talking about, and then being proactive in actually reaching out and saying, hey, here's something 12 hours before it gets released.
That guy should come back into the fold, whoever that was, because they need to do that again, I think.
He's gone.
Jay.
No.
Jay
that's
Thompson
not
was
you're
the
still
man.
talking
Now
about?
Brett's there. Like, they have an industry
Actually,
outreach
look up his
people.
name now, so we don't.
But
You
yeah,
guys
I think
know all these guys.
Oh,
they like
because
this.
they
They like
actually
this.
are reaching out to the producers.
Jay and Brett are great. I think
Sorry,
they.
what was
Grant, this guy here,
I never knew Grant.
Gerwitz. Am I saying that name right?
Probably,
I
yeah.
say everybody's last name dramatically wrong. You
Ger-
know how bad I am at last names.
Gurwitz.
Gerwitz. It's part of my a problem of not being able to read.
Right.
But yeah, he's now with I can't read that. SeaTac Airport. That's what he does now. He's not with Zillow anymore.
Good talk.
But anyways, he was the head of this little committee that was proactive in getting Zillow's message into the hands of anybody that was producing content.
That's good. They should do a lot more of that. Can you imagine if they like once a month like got onto a BA post or something so it wasn't derogatory, but it was like self-deprecating, but then a positive spin on the end?
I met
Or if
the
they
original
produce the
guy.
content to your point that's like
Right.
consumable.
Yeah, I
They
met
just produce it.
I met Jay
Jay Thompson.
at
Yep.
the Inman
He's great.
conference or San Diego NAR conference or something like that 2 years ago. He was very nice and he was very like responsive and understood exactly what the broke agent was doing.
So he's an
So I
EXP
thought-
agent down.
Oh,
It
he
was
is?
in Arizona. Then he moved to Seattle to
Right
take
now?
the job. No. Well, yeah. So he was a EXP. He was the Phoenix real estate guy or something like that. He had a huge blog.
Yeah.
Got the job in Seattle. Moved there for a couple years, and then now he's back in Arizona.
Do you know my first experience with Jay Thompson?
Uh-uh.
Was when... Why is everything funny? That it's not
You
funny.
tried to make out with him at Inman 2016.
No, that was not. In 2016, you and I were hanging out.
I was in
Sure.
New York.
In
for
New York,
that,
yeah.
not-
So
oh, I was there.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
hanging out with you. Though. I was hanging out with you.
Oh, I
No, we
wasn't-
were hanging out with him.
No, I wasn't
yeah?
cool enough yet.
No, we were hanging out.
Sure.
No, I did. The first time I met Jason was in
Right.
his town
It was in San Diego.
of San Diego.
He was
Anyways,
there.
this is a funny story for Jason, not for you. So you can just
You can lean back now. Here's some Sour Patch. You want some Sour Patch Kids?
SPKs.
My first experience with Jay was when the first real word ever was when I went after.
Oh, we talked about this. We talked about this in
you
San
and I
Diego,
talked about it on our
'cause
podcast.
I
Go back to
I
the
debated that guy.
Yes, exactly. The Greg Hague Stop Zillow movement. Those are the first 2 episodes of The Real Word were all about how I thought this Stop Zillow movement was fucking insane.
Stupid.
The guy was on crack. And Jay Thompson reached out to me when myself and Greg did our Facebook Live debate. Yours was badass. Did you ever see this debate he did with Greg Hague?
It was on like a TV show,
there was a championship belt.
It's called the Real Estate Debate.
Oh my god, dude, you've got to see this.
Yeah, I lost
on live TV.
And he lost.
No, it's like a YouTube show. But I lost by like, it was like 200 to 190 votes. I lost by 10 votes or something like that.
And you also lost because like
I think he had a bunch of keyboard warriors.
I didn't know about I didn't know about it. I feel like you would have had a lot of support, had the right players.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't put like the word out necessarily that I was doing this. I think I just had.
Yours was like well produced in terms of
maybe
where was it?
Or maybe I just took the L. Huh?
Where was it?
San Diego.
It was in San Diego.
Yeah,
so he
came up to San Diego. Yeah.
So I get into it with this guy over the internet, Greg Hague, Stop Zillow movement. He ended up flying Nicole and I first class out to. Shout out to Greg Hague. Thanks for doing that, man. That was actually pretty cool.
All the money he raised.
Yeah, we went to
your first class tickets.
Went to my first class tickets. So all those people that believe in Stop Zillow, we got to roll first class. Nicole White spilled a bottle of wine on her lap on that flight, and I had to like give her basketball shorts. I
want to know why Nicole's not here. She should have been an innovator.
She should. She is. She was nominated for an
Wasn't
innovator.
she?
What the Real Word? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was nominated. She just didn't want to come out here and hang out with this guy because last time she did that, she had a freaking hangover for like 2 days. So
it happens.
She didn't want to do that again. But Jay Thompson reached out during. That's the whole thing.
So like prepper for the convo, or
he reaches out to. He's like, hey, like before your live call with Greg, here's some information on Zillow, and he was really aggressive in supporting Zillow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's great. He was the outreach guy.
Yeah. But no, it's a true story. Nicole White didn't want to come out because of you.
Well, you know what? To each his own.
Well, she's
I'm having a great time. Everyone else is having a great time. Everyone around me is having a great time besides her. So
she's not.
Also,
around.
Your review on my book was so piss poor.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's
go ahead. Talk into the mic and let's really cover this.
You think it was a bad book or something?
I mean, I still haven't read it, but let's go ahead. Let's talk about the review. I mean, I did read it. I did read a lot of it. It's in our office too, by the way.
Right.
It's on my desk.
I was like, if anybody's going to give this book a good review, it's going to be Byron and Nicole.
I thought I really did do it.
Rewatch that video. You're FaceTiming Nicole?
Yeah, I'm going to see if we can get her right now. She wanted me to FaceTime her during the talk today because, she was supposed to be part of that talk.
Right.
And she's not going to pick up. It's actually 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unavailable.
She's got kids.
She just red button. Husband's probably like, you're not FaceTiming right now.
Yeah. Why is Byron
Shout out to Brian White.
She has a husband?
Oh, yeah. She had 3 kids.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's that.
Well, yeah, I thought the review was a little bit sour. I thought we were friends, and I thought that you might put it in a positive light, and you were looking at it like it was some like cancerous thing or something like that. I've never seen it. You were like, oh yeah, well maybe this could be like a coloring book or something like that. And hey, what's your favorite part, Nicole? And she's like, well, I don't know.
I think you should write a real book.
I wrote a 200-page comic book with Eric Lee, a great illustrator. Yeah. I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of copies.
I had to buy a copy of the damn thing.
I sent it to you.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you did send it to me.
Yeah.
Why did I have to buy one, though? Didn't I buy one?
What was he talking? He just admitted to sending it.
I know you sent.
Maybe you bought one for Nicole?
Oh, we have 2 copies. You sent us 2. Did I end up buying it, though?
No, I sent you 2 copies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to buy some?
Doesn't matter to me.
Hey, if anybody on YouTube specifically, first person to comment, I want the book, I'll buy them the book.
Oh, wow. Thank you, man.
Dude,
I'll get $4 profit.
If
someone has listened to this whole thing, they're getting a free book.
How about this? If somebody comments, I'm taking that back. The first commenter, you get 1 book. And then whoever has the first person that comments and legitimately has a real estate team of X amount of agents, however many agents you have, I'll buy for all your agents.
Hopefully,
You like that?
Compass.
I am 1,000% tagging Kyle Whistle.
Yeah, go ahead and
say go
tag
to
Kyle.
1 hour and 12 minutes.
Kyle has what, 100 agents now?
He's like 40 or something.
48. 48. I can do 40 books.
Here's the thing with the book. I thought to myself, what could my audience possibly want to buy, right? Funny, real estate humor in cartoon form. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was, good for dead open houses. I thought it was good to give to other agents, and it did decent. So
Did it?
Yeah.
Good. Now,
So did you not think it was funny?
no, I thought it was funny. It was.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to like laugh out loud, but like,
No,
did
yeah.
you look at someone and be like, "Oh, that's relatable. That's what I'm going
Yes.
for."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely relatable
You're like,
as
oh,
an
shit.
agent
Right.
for sure.
Okay.
You did hit the
What was your
intricacies.
favorite scene?
I'd have to.
Oh, you'd have to look at it one more time, possibly. Right. Yeah.
I did comment on my favorite scene. If you go back,
You know what Jason
into
did?
the archives of
What
the
did I
real
do?
word.
You know what Jason did?
What do you do?
When I said I was coming out with the book, Jason gave me a great call. He said, "Hey, I would love to help you promote your book. You want to do some sort of Instagram live, or do you want to do some sort of chat or something like that?" We did.
Yep.
Jason gave away a bunch of copies.
11.
Copies.
11
Yeah.
copies.
I did.
Jesus
This
Christ.
10 book giveaway.
11 copies.
He sold 14. 11 were from me.
And Jason did a great job, and people actually hit me up from his promotion and said,
Oh, good.
"Hey, I got my book from Jason. They
Oh,
wrote a
yeah.
nice Amazon review, everything like that. I'm watching The Real World, and you are shitting on my book."
The
I think
real
you should do an audible book, an audio book.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
audible that?
I think you should. Okay, the cartoon was book 1. Now we're moving on to book 2. Okay.
I agree. Color, possibly, for this one.
Any of you guys listen to the David Goggins podcast? Or not podcast, the book?
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. The guy in the Marine or the Navy.
Yeah, he's like
I
a
know who
Navy
he is.
SEAL.
Yeah.
It's in my office, but I haven't.
Anyways, the guy that read the actual book for him on Audible, between the chapters, David Goggins and this guy went into like podcast form, right? I think you should do a whole book where each chapter is like basically a podcast with agents.
Or a flash briefing.
Or a flash briefing.
David
Well,
Goggins works a lot
Flash
harder
briefing
than I do.
right now. Side note, flash briefing is the move right now that Amazon has like completely went into the game as of this morning.
You want an agent calling into your house at 3 o'clock talking about the weather and talking about what restaurant you should go to?
No.
Okay.
But if you're passionate about being the celebrity of your local community in real estate, residential sales, and you're not going to be the first mover on Amazon, now that Amazon is like, yeah, we're here, we're legitimately, it's not a theory or it could be anymore. We're in real estate. Need to be moving on the flash briefing. 5 a.m. call, by the way, flash briefing, may have it.
The hell is the 5 a.m. call? I've never known
There's
what
one
it
on
is.
the West Coast. I do the West Coast.
Sharon has one on the
I
West
do the
Coast.
Sharon
What
one.
is
Yeah.
it? Is it actually
I was
people
not-
like
It is
doing
a
coaching
live call at 5 a.m.
That some coach does?
No, we just have a moderator. Like I'm a moderator. There's a few of us that are moderators at 5 a.m. I'm not doing it because I'm here on the West Coast for tomorrow morning. But Thursday morning, I'm moderating the 5 a.m. call when I'm back on the East Coast.
What do you talk about?
On that message, I'll probably talk about my biggest takeaway from here and how it could have. Yeah, like listen,
this podcast.
not particularly
5 a.m.
this
club.
podcast. I
I'll tell
don't
you,
know.
something
I have
happened
Hey
with
guys,
the
have you heard of
brokerages.
Jason Pantana? He's Tom Ferry's coolest coach, man. Jason Pantana's the man.
I have absolutely no takeaway. The only takeaway I have from
He's
this
on the
podcast
call.
is that I need another drink immediately.
I'm
That's
way
my
overdue.
biggest takeaway on this
Way
podcast.
overdue.
Got it.
No,
Got it.
but it's either a lot of it does tend to be motivational, but we do Tactical Tuesdays, which is very like
It's a new T-shirt I'm gonna sell. Tactical
yeah.
Tuesdays. I like
So-
that.
Do you listen to Sharon's since you can hear it at 8?
I do not. I've
Sharon's
listened to, but I don't listen to it.
Sharon's this
regularly.
morning was really good. He talked about looking at your business as if you did in the first 6 months of your business. How overly did you look at your business in the first 6 months because it's all you had, and then now you may have forgotten about some of that stuff. Go back to those first 6 months and look at your business like that time. That was really good. It's a good little talk.
Go back to the numbers based, or
Like how intently you looked into your business at that point. Like if you treat your business like you did in the first 6 months, not treat it, but look at it the way you did back then, I think it would be like an eye opener. Because now I think I take some stuff for granted, right? Stuff like that.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. And if people had a really good year, it's like summer. People just start really mailing it in.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Why are you looking at me?
I was just
Best year of my life.
no, I know you said you're on fire.
On fire.
Kobe.
You joke around about real estate a lot, so
What?
yeah.
That's what Jason just did.
Why don't
You see how pro he was?
Like,
He
well,
just
Oh,
went.
5 a.m. call?
I want
Okay.
Yeah.
Jokes? Okay.
I want you to get serious real quick
Jason Pantene.
on because you joke around about real estate so much, but you legitimately do sales. Like, what part of the selling of real estate do you appreciate and actually enjoy doing the most? I want you to give me a serious answer, though.
Probably the response I've gotten from my good friends that have actually bought places from me and said that I've done a good job. That's like the best feeling.
The people that you know.
Yeah, the people that I know that have actually bought like condos or houses from me that say, hey, you actually did a good job. Thank you so much. That feels really good because they have an image of me in college.
Oh, I would love to see that image.
It's cooler than your image.
Yeah.
And then an image of me
I don't have
now.
a college image.
And everything's good. So I think that's the most satisfying thing is that it's actually strengthened some friendships. Actually, the majority of my friendships that people have actually, bought or sold from, has strengthened my friendships as opposed to hurt them, which is great.
Because they legitimately understand that you put in some ridiculous amount of work. And
Well, I mean, if my friends are buying from me, I care, obviously. And I put forth my best effort, and then I think they see like a different professional side to me as opposed to just the side that's joking about real estate or joking about whatever. So it's been rewarding that those friendships have actually blossomed and grown because of this, which is great.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, haven't you seen that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. If your friends work with you?
Yep. Although
You have
my-
friends?
I
If
don't
you
have
have friends.
Yeah, you
I
have
don't
friends.
I don't have
Right.
any friends.
Of course.
No, the problem is I don't have friends that went to USC. None of my friends can
Oh, that
afford.
sucks.
They can't afford real estate.
Okay.
Right.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
I have friends from high school. Shout out to my boy Sheehan, still living in their parents' basement. So I mean, they don't have the money to buy real estate.
Right.
Yeah, and Sheehan's definitely not making it this far into this podcast, so I can like.
I was just gonna say, I
can
hope
throw his
Sheen does
name
not
out
watch
there.
this. Yeah.
No, but that's just the way it is. I mean, I didn't grow up with friends that are buying ridiculous amounts of real estate.
Right.
Or
So you did or you didn't?
I did not grow up.
Oh,
that
did
way.
not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me ask you guys both another serious question. And let me ask you this actually: are you going to keep selling, or is it just more a test pit for the BA?
If the BA out monetizes the selling and I could stop, then I 100% will. But selling right now is feeding the content and has also been a great learning experience for me, and it's way more involved than the broke agent is right now. So I think right now I'm selling, but if you asked me this like 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't say that. So it changes very consistently, but
You shouldn't stop though. It's so much content.
I
It's
agree.
Yeah,
so much
but-
content.
yeah,
I'm
but
6
I-
years
do-
in,
doing it for the-
deals plus, like I'm still getting funny shit happen all the time.
right,
It'd be, like,
I know.
perfect for you.
Yeah, I mean the ultimate goal is like some show or something I could write out of this. Like I ultimately do not want to be selling real estate, but for right now it's my job and my profession, so I will continue to do it.
And that might
I
actually,
don't hate it.
That pure
I really
honesty
don't.
might help you get even more clients. Like, I have an agent on my team, Lee. You know Lee, and he was literally
Shout out Lee.
shout out to Lee. Lee begged me to come on the team for like 2 years, and I know Lee because I used to hang out with his older brother in high school, and I'm like, I know Lee. He's just he is what he is. Anyways, he is what he is. I don't know. If you don't know Lee, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Does he
what
know?
he is.
Does he know Jason Pantana?
No, Lee doesn't know. Lee
knows
is
Robert Refkin, huh?
Lee's from my hometown. He does not know Rob Refkin at all.
Oh.
He's from my own hometown, a small town. And anyways, Lee understands intuitively that listings are where you want to be in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have control of the inventory. I think buyer agents are completely vulnerable in the way that things are shaping up in this country and going into the next 5 or 10 years. Anyways, he's at an open house. And he just wants listings, but he's at an open house, and this guy says, hey, you know, if you were to represent me, like kind of like almost interviewing him, and Lee goes, well, hold on, you know, I don't really work with buyers. I only want listings. And the guy was like, what'd you just say? He goes, I don't really like to work with buyers. I just want listings. And the guy goes, you're my agent.
That's awesome.
He goes, you're my agent. Lee goes, no, I don't want buyers.
Straight
He goes,
honesty.
yeah. You're my agent now to buy a house because you're that honest, right? You're that authentic. You're not gonna not be you because you're trying to play this real estate agent card. And he ended up putting the guy under contract within 2 weeks.
Boom.
It's like, I think that's a great
gonna
story.
work for Eric because
No, I just think
he was
being
honest
always
about his ambitions.
I think always being yourself, being authentic is
For sure.
absolutely the way to get more clients. Like his friends at USC obviously gave him the opportunity.
Well,
right? But if he didn't do a good job, they'd be fucking pissed.
Right,
That's
but
the
they feed off the
barrier.
fact that I don't push it to them. So they know I'm a real estate agent just like through the broke agent basically. And then I'm not, you know, getting coffee with them or like pushing anything on them. I let them take their time, and I think that's been rewarding.
And they're buying, like, what's the average price point of those clients from USC?
For like a condo in Brentwood or something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, 1-1, 1-2.
Right.
Santa Monica more.
This is a legitimate, ridiculous purchase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't do a good job, you wouldn't get more of those.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, dude? What do you want to wrap this up with?
No, that was a solid answer right there. I think helping friends, stuff like that, where they have one image of you, and then you just go crush it for them. You find them something off market, negotiate.
Did you go to
deal.
college? You got any friends?
No, I mean I went to Sac State, but I didn't graduate.
No.
I mean I have friends. So we moved to San Diego in 2010, or I moved to San Diego in 2010. Met my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my wife. And then she met a network of 17 girls who all have
She's got the friends.
And then they all have, you know, they're all buying houses and stuff. So I kind of lucked into that portion of the business in the sense of like repeat friends. But at the same time, like I'm not here to like necessarily make money off all my friends, but if they need help buying a house, they don't pay me then, you know what I mean? So it's on the resale that I'm worried because it's like, do I charge full 6%? Like, how do I do that? Those are my friends. So
Right.
now what do I do? But I think helping, you know, hitting a home run for a friend is awesome. Doing something cool like that. That's rad. Or to me, like also putting together a marketing campaign and then having people click and want to work with you off that. That's pretty cool too.
My girlfriend's also been the best lead generator that I've had.
She seems pretty cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's better looking.
You've
than
been
you.
with her a long time, right?
I'm pretty good.
She's like in your.
Today at least.
You embarrass the hell out of her on like, Snapchat and Instagram or wherever.
Are you on Snapchat?
No, I was.
Yeah,
he
I was
was.
2 years ago. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm doing it anymore.
Snapchat's for losers. I don't embarrass
Geeks
her.
and pedophiles.
I don't embarrass her at all.
No.
No, she loves me. I love her.
Yeah. Are you guys getting married?
I mean, we just moved in together. We have a
Yeah.
dog.
So
I think we're
basically
along
married.
that path.
Pretty much married.
Yeah.
Southern California married.
Yeah, once she converts to Judaism,
Oh.
might be a problem for Byron.
Yeah.
But I think everything
I think-
would be okay.
Ref can do the ceremony.
What's that guy's name? Einstein or something? Yeah, no, he owns Realogy.
Rheology.
All right,
all
let's
about-
wrap this thing up. What do you guys want to end with? Anything?
You were talking about the British Open.
No, we're not talking about the British fucking Open. Just some lame Irishman one. What do you want to wrap up with?
Nothing. I'm getting ready to speak on Thursday, man. Come out and see me. If you're watching this and you're not yet to Thursday, it's awesome.
You will not see this before Thursday.
Oh,
No, you will not see this before Thursday, but
When are you putting this out?
next week. We'll put this one out next week.
Oh, this is a good
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
This
Yeah.
is fire.
This one is fire.
CFOs
Absolutely.
for the broke agent. You want to buy me? Do it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude.
for
He's been
sale.
telling me he's been looking for a good assistant / CFO on this
Anything.
trip.
You told me that a long time ago.
Yeah,
Still
keep
looking?
telling you. I'm looking, man. I've monetized. I want to further monetize with someone with a little bit more business acumen than I have. I'm a creative.
You are
Anybody out
you are
there?
creative.
hit
You're
me
like
up.
Nicole White. You got a lot of.
Yeah, except I write books, best-selling ones.
Yeah, she doesn't write books.
Yeah, she reads them.
Best selling.
She draws in them.
What's the
Colors
next? When's the next book's coming out?
them. I don't know. We might do a colored colored
Proceed with
colored
caution.
version for Christmas.
Proceed with caution.
We want to do another one. I don't know if you've seen the weekly comics on
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
Mhm.
They've stopped over the last 4 weeks because my illustrator was out of town. He's back, posting another one tomorrow. So we want to continue the series,
Eric Lee.
continue the characters. Great guy, Eric Lee, great illustrator. Follow him.
Good. That's it. That's all we want to end with.
That's it.
May the force be with you.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Nice.
Boom. I guess that's it. Those two things. Let's wrap this thing up.
Do you have any cliches you want to say at the end?
No, I absolutely need another drink. That's
Okay.
if that's a cliche.
Wrap it up,
that's what
box.
I'm going with. Yeah.
How about, hey, Jason Pantana, DM me.
Jason
Something like
Pantana.
that.
Big shout out to Jason. Let's wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever the fuck you're doing.
Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. I really appreciate all your engagement, all your comments, and if you like this content, if you want to see more, please, I've got 2 videos linked up here, or hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a video again.